Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive, completely hidden financial drain that is happening right now in sales departments all across the globe. You might think the absolute hardest part of sales is getting the prospect to say yes and finally closing the deal, right? But the reality is that companies are bleeding money long after the prospect hangs up the phone. We're talking about the agonizing, incredibly manual process of writing out sales call summaries, trying to remember what was said, and then painstakingly updating the CRM. Well, there's a very practical, automated solution for this now. And honestly, more importantly for us, this creates an unbelievable opportunity for you. Because by the end of this explainer, you're going to understand not just how this AI automation works, but how you can package this exact workflow into a high-value service, price it effectively, and start selling it to businesses who are practically begging for the relief. So let's get into it.
Over $1.2 million. Let that sink in for a second. That is what a standard 1,000-agent contact center wastes every single month just paying their agents to write manual call summaries. This is according to benchmarking data from Mirek. Highly paid sales professionals are spending a massive chunk of their day acting as expensive typists. When you realize the sheer scale of the money being burned on this administrative busywork, it becomes instantly clear why businesses are literally lining up to pay thousands of dollars a month for AI automation workflows that just make this problem disappear. So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the cost of manual notes. Second, we'll go inside the AI workflow. Third, comparing AI meeting tools. Fourth, the ROI of automation. And finally, number 5, the future of sales. All right, section 1. The cost of manual notes, and exactly why note-taking completely kills sales velocity.
Take a look at this brilliant data from a recent IJRTI study. It shows exactly how deploying AI completely changes a sales rep's week. Without AI, your standard rep spends about 10 hours a week just doing data entry and updating the CRM. With AI handling the transcription and summarization, that drops to just 2 hours. That is an 80% time savings. The crucial point to remember here, especially if you're pitching this service to a business owner, is that you aren't just selling some neat tech trick. You are giving highly paid sales professionals a full workday back every single week to actually do what they do best, sell. You're instantly increasing their sales velocity without adding a single person to their payroll. And this leads us perfectly to the bottom line, and really the core of why this service offering is so powerful. As that Mirek benchmarking data highlights, saving just 5 minutes of manual note-taking per call across 5,000 daily calls equals a massive 83,300 hours salvaged every single month. This is exactly why packaging AI call summaries as a service is so incredibly lucrative for beginners right now. Instead of selling a simple one-off setup, you package this as a monthly recurring service. You can easily charge a business a $2,000 to $5,000 monthly retainer or a per-seat license fee just to maintain and optimize their CRM AI integrations. Look, when your service is saving them over $1 million, a $5,000 retainer is an absolute no-brainer. Moving on to section 2. Inside the AI workflow, let's look at how to actually automate these CRM updates.
Okay, so how do we actually build this thing? If you're a beginner, don't worry. You absolutely do not need a computer science degree to create this workflow. You can easily connect simple logic blocks using no-code platforms like Zapier or Make.com. For a practical example, look at the HubSpot OpenAI public beta workflow. First, you just tell the AI to reference specific recent records, like the very last email or note. Then, you give it a highly constrained prompt, like asking it to summarize the buyer's current step in under 10 words. But here is the real technical secret, step 3. You have to set the AI's temperature to 0. Temperature controls creativity, right? So by setting it to 0, you are literally forcing the AI to extract precise, predictable facts for the CRM, completely eliminating any chance of it getting creative, making things up, or hallucinating bad data.
Now, when you're selling this automation to businesses, security is undoubtedly going to be your client's number one fear. They do not want customer data leaking into some public AI model. But enterprise tools like the Verint DaVinci user interface we see here handle this seamlessly. They automatically redact sensitive customer data, things like social security numbers or credit card details, right in the real-time transcript. The system is actually smart enough to detect when sensitive info is spoken, and it effectively masks the text so that nothing compromising ever hits the database or the AI summarization engine in the first place. And this builds into a much larger requirement that is vital for how you package your service. With 80% of enterprises prioritizing security, your AI workflow is only as good as its compliance. If you're setting this up, you need underlying tools that meet strict standards: SOC 2, Type 2, HIPAA for healthcare clients, ISO 27001, and GDPR. Tools like WebEx AI Assistant promise zero data retention for machine learning. That means private sales conversations aren't being used to train public AI models. Promising these exact compliance standards in your pitch deck is exactly how you justify that high-ticket pricing to larger enterprise-level clients. Section 3. Comparing AI meeting tools. This is all about matching the tech to the task. Just to understand the sheer scale of the opportunity we're looking at here, consider that the enterprise meeting AI market is expected to cross $6.5 billion by 2026. I mean, it's exploding. There is a massive, thriving ecosystem of tools being built specifically to handle audio transcription and AI summarization. So as a service provider stepping into this space, choosing the right underlying technology stack for your clients is absolutely critical to your success.
If you are building a custom pipeline for a business via an API, you really have to choose your transcription engine carefully. On one hand, you've got OpenAI Whisper, which boasts an unmatched raw accuracy score of 9.6 out of 10 in recent tests. This makes it absolutely perfect if you need the highest possible quality text for post-call summaries. But conversely, if your client needs lightning-fast real-time streaming, say to power an active AI voice agent on a live call, the data shows DeepGram is the superior choice for low-latency performance.
But hey, if you're an absolute beginner, you don't necessarily have to build custom code. You can totally start by setting up and white labeling out-of-the-box platforms for your clients. For instance, Otter.ai absolutely dominates for simple team collaboration. But if you're outfitting a massive sales floor of 250-plus reps, Gong is the heavy hitter for deep revenue intelligence. Meanwhile, Assembly AI is phenomenal if your goal is extracting highly structured data from audio to inject directly into a CRM. The crucial point here is to deeply understand your client's exact operational needs and then match them with the right specialized platform. Which brings us to Section 4, the ROI of automation. Let's break down the real financial impact of these AI sales tools. So why do companies happily pay top dollar for this service? Well, a study by ROI highlights the very tangible financial impact of AI implementation, showing a baseline annual sales revenue jumping from $10 million to $13 million. That's a 30% increase simply by deploying AI to streamline operations and ensure no data falls through the cracks. This is the exact metric you need to use to sell your service. When you can definitively prove that organizing their CRM with AI boosts their bottom line by 30%, charging a healthy upfront setup fee and a monthly retainer becomes incredibly easy to justify. And the metrics go even deeper, providing massive leverage for your pricing model. Enterprises are seeing an average 3-year ROI of 526%. Because human reps aren't bogged down in admin work, the actual sales cycle duration shrinks by 33%, and the cost per sales operation drops by 30%. Furthermore, a case study involving Salesforce Einstein AI showed a staggering 260% increase in lead conversion rates. AI doesn't just passively record the data, it actively uses that data to prioritize the absolute best leads instantly. If your automation package yields a 526% return on investment for a client, pitching a $3,000 a month service fee is barely a drop in the bucket compared to the wealth you're generating for them. As this Boston Consulting Group data brilliantly illustrates, embedding AI into the flow of work scales directly to a 1.8 times margin impact. How does it do that? By enabling things like 75% better cross-selling. Think about it. When an AI summarizes a call, it can instantly extract a pain point the customer mentioned just in passing and flag it as a highly probable cross-sell opportunity for a different product right in your CRM. Human note-takers who are rushing to get to the next call miss those tiny profitable details all the time.
Finally, Section 5, the future of sales. We are moving from note-takers to strategic advisors.
The data predicts a massive divergence in how sales will operate over the next few years. As AI becomes completely autonomous at handling standard, transactional sales motions, like basic outreach, data extraction, and CRM administration, human reps will be freed to focus 100% of their energy entirely on complex, strategic, relationship-based selling. The busy work is officially dying. And honestly, we're rapidly moving way beyond just post-call summaries. We're entering the era of real-time negotiation support, where an AI listens to a live sales call, analyzes the prospect's objections, and feeds the rep the exact right argument or pricing data directly on their screen to help close the deal right then and there. For someone packaging this as a business, this is your roadmap. Setting up post-call summaries is step one, but offering this kind of real-time AI negotiation support becomes the massive high-ticket upsell you can offer to your clients down the line. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. When AI flawlessly handles all the data entry, the transcriptions, the CRM updates, and even the basic follow-ups, what exactly is your role? The answer is that a human's true competitive advantage will no longer be how well they organize a pipeline. It will depend entirely on raw human empathy, the ability to build deep trust, and complex strategic thinking. AI is clearing the desk so the real human connection can finally take center stage. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and start thinking about how you can package and leverage these tools today.